What does it mean to be here now, almost a year later, 101 hostages still in place? What does it mean to strengthen ourselves? What does it mean to come together as a community and to live on, to continue to live, on behalf of all those that perished and on behalf of our own survival? The way that we're kind of thinking about it is, first of all, we want to bring everybody to the spot, the place where it all began. And we're using a song that was written for October 7th. We want to be able to basically protest and to fight against the evil that happened by saying that the music will live on and will continue, and we will continue to sing. Are you comfortable sharing, a little bit about your experience? I just want to make sure that you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, I can, but I can tell my story for 2 hours, like the full story. It can be even like one day I can tell you like the details on details on details. So, and I don't want to go in depth so much about the story because it's like kind of flashback and triggering.
This is really more about you. It's about your experiences. Can you describe what was happening in your mind when you first realized that something was wrong?
Well, I didn't really realize, because when you play like for thousands or more than thousands of people, you are so in like adrenaline mode that you are like in a dream, because you like the winner of the concert. Everybody is dancing for your music and you're so adrenaline. So when the music stopped by the sirens, I didn't realize that music stopped by the sirens. I just realized that my set is now stopped, and it was literally, I got like 5 more minutes to my set. So it was like the end of my set, and I didn't understand what happened because I was really adrenaline in my body. So I didn't really realize. I was like shocked, but unaware of the situation in some way.
How did you make the decision? My understanding, and I saw a snippet of a video also where you used the microphone and you were warning people. How did you make the decision and have that mindset to like warn people and to, basically announce and pull the plug, if you will, from the music?
So first of all, one of the partners, Nimrod, he came to me and told me, Yarin, shut down the music. And I told him, shut down the music. He said, yes, there is code red. You need to shut down the music. So immediately I just do what he said, shut down the music. And then like people on the stage, because the crowd don't understand why we shut down the music. They didn't hear the siren or the missile yet. Still, it's happened, but they, everybody like, woo, why you shut down the music? And everybody on stage start to scream, code red, code red. And the people, it's like 4 people shouting for 5,000 people. So many of them didn't hear. And in Psytrance Festival, you don't have a microphone. It's not a concert of like singing or stuff. So immediately I decided to take the headphones and inject them to the microphone jack to note everybody there is code red now, because in code red situation, and we are really near the Gaza Strip, so they need to be aware of it. So I just immediately instinctively act.
Wow, that's unbelievable that you had the presence of mind to think so quickly on your feet. What were some of the immediate thoughts or emotions that went through your mind after you made the announcement? You made the announcement. What did you think of immediately?
So unfortunately, in our situation here in Israel, code red is like a kind of common thing. So usually, okay, it's a code red, and after a few minutes, it will over. Not like nobody thought it's like a terror attack like this big, or any terror attack with terrorists. We just thought, okay, missile. It's like we used to it, so missile. So in my head, it was the party is over. That's what I think most of the people in the first moments thought, because the party just kind of started. It was only like 6 hours since they opened the gates, and there are like 10 more hours or 9 more hours to the party. So the party just began. And so my first thoughts was the festival is over. So it was unsurrealistically, but in our situation in Israel, this is the situation that code red is okay, code red, and it will pass. My feeling, like, I understand it only 1 hour after, when we understand that there is terrorists in the area, and we hearing like a gunshot. So over then it was like different situation in my mind.
So just to kind of leave the event for just a minute, because we know how tragic and crazy that event was. But when we're reflecting on the aftermath, it's been a while. It's been almost a year since October 7th. 101 hostages still haven't been returned home, and we pray and hope for their recovery and their coming home. I wanted you to maybe reflect a little bit on the days, weeks, months since the event, and how have you found support, and have there been any specific moments or people in your life that helped you get through this event?
So the first 2 months was like walking on a nightmare every day, that you understand what happened, but you like every day is like a nightmare. You know that it happened, but you kind of deny it, because the life is not gonna be anymore like you know. And we was everybody like in tens of funerals, and like each one of the Nova dancer knew few people that murder or more. And if not the Nova community center that they open, and that was everybody, not everybody, but majority of the Nova crowd came there. And every day they have like activities of healing, and like try to make us like more happy, and therapies and massages and workshop every day without any like fee or something. They just do it because at the time the government was in a war, and nobody was doing anything because the country is in a war. And some private organization as the Nova and more open this community centers, that this is like for sure what helped me the most, and hundred of survivors. And so this is like the first step. It was like 2.5 months like this. Suddenly, even that you are surrounding from people of the Nova and your friends that survive, it was super healing. And I think maybe to go out of the country without all the news and everything, every day you hear bad news. There is no good news at the time, nothing, only like bad news every day about soldier dying, about still people kidnapped, or people that kidnapped that died in the hostage. So every day there was like constant of bad news. And suddenly when we was like 1 week away with all the media and news and just like healing process. So I think this is one of the things that really helped me, and like release something inside me that, okay, I can be happy. I can laugh. I can do like other stuff than thinking about the situation. When something bad happened to the Jewish people, so the Jewish people are more in harmony. Unfortunately, you can see it more when the time is bad, but this is like the power of the Jewish people, that they know how to lift each other and help each other, even from the USA and all country around. Jewish like one community that nobody can break. So this is like one of the light points.
I mean, when you're talking about the healing and stuff, one of the things that I was wondering about you, and I was thinking about this conversation that I was going to have with you, I was wondering how, I'm a musician myself, and I'm thinking like how traumatic it must be that at the moment of your art form being used that such a trauma happened. In what way did this event make an impact on your DJing career? And how and when did you decide to move forward with music? Did this experience change you both personally and professionally? Explain a little bit about if any of this had an impact on your music creation and on your career.
Of course, it impact. For the first 4 months, I couldn't hear any of my music or my genre music. It was like kind of triggering, and I went inside the studio and I couldn't do anything. I just play a little bit the guitar, but not anything that related to what I produce or make. So it was like kind of what I love the most now is like triggering me. So what is going on? And with the help of psychiatrist, I don't know how to say it, psychologist, she helped me realize that this is my therapy, and doesn't matter if I make now my kind of music, I just need to continue some kind of music. And I did like just play the guitar and the piano, and a little bit helped me again. And after 4 months, I had a request for a gig, and I like talked with my psychologist. I forgot, I have a problem to say it, and she told me even if it's hard, just go for it. In the worst situation, you will have a cold feet and you go down, but go for it. And I go for it, and I remember why I really love it. And for me, I think I didn't told you before, but one of the most important things that helped me is music. Music is my life. I feel this is like my shlichut in my life, and this is what makes me the most happy. So it took me a time, but eventually, without music, I don't know where I was.
So I'm going to ask you one last question. As a school, we decided to get together as a community and commemorate all those that were killed on October 7th and since, by going back to the very moment where it all began and recreating a music festival of our own. We're going to unite our community with music. We're going to sing a song that was written in reaction to this event, but using music also as a way to lift ourselves up and strengthen ourselves. Is there a message that you want to tell our students and our community that you'd like to share with us?
First of all, that I want to appreciate all your love from afar, and I know, like you told me before in the beginning of the conversation and the interview, that you come every year to Israel and you do stuff, and now after the October 7, you want to come to the South and help and stuff. So I know all Jewish around the world, all the community is really like united, and it makes us stronger. And so thank you for that. And for me, the most important message that is also like the Nova main sentence, we will dance again. And even when we are dancing again, it will be forever, we will dance again, because it's like a strong message that music can unite everybody, and doesn't matter if you're Jewish, Muslim, Christian, or Buddhist. So I think the message is like be together, be in a mindset of love and not mindset of hate like our enemies. I think just spread the love. This is the most important message, because the light will always overcome the darkness.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing of your time with me and for making yourself vulnerable and talking about what I'm sure is an incredibly painful experience. I also want to let you know that you have a home here in Miami. We would love to have you here at Jewish Leadership Academy next time that you come. I know that you are coming to Miami to actually even do an event quite soon. And we hope to maybe even see you in Israel. And I just want to tell you, from one musician to the next, like you said, music is incredibly healing. Please continue to write music. Please continue to perform. Please continue to bring that light into this world. It's, like you said, your mission. And thank you for sharing that with us and with the world. And may Hashem help you to be strong and to continue to fulfill your mission. And thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and see you very soon.
Thank you, Yaniv. Toda lecha. We want to bring everyone back to the very moment where it all began. This is our protest and declaration. Two, three, four.
השם ישוב האור, הכי חשוב לזכור אנחנו עם אחד, מאוחד ויש לנו מכל צידי הרשת תראה אותי, תתן לי יד אחרת לא נוכל לשון בשקט וקרוב נצעק בקול גדול אנחנו לא נגמור, אנחנו לא נגמור ושום דבר אותנו לא ישבור הכי חשוב לי Show me